Hello, Startup Huddle St. Lucia. This is Cameron Cushman from Fort Worth, Texas, and I'm so excited to be with you guys this evening as you guys kick off your global Startup Huddle. What an awesome opportunity for you guys to plug into your local entrepreneurial ecosystem and to support those that are trying to live out their entrepreneurial dreams and start the companies that are going to create jobs, bring new innovations to market, and create new wealth for your society and your community there in St. Lucia. So I actually was one of the co-founders of 1 Million Cups in Kansas City about 6.5 years ago. And the whole idea started when my coworker and I were sitting around and we were wondering how we were going to connect with the local entrepreneurial ecosystem. And I said, hey, how many startups can you name that are here in Kansas City? And he pulled out his hand and he could only count to about 3 or 4. He couldn't even get off one hand. I was in the same boat. I didn't know more than 5 local startups either. So after we talked for a while, we said, well, shouldn't it be important to know who these startups are so we can know how to help them? So we decided to just invite them in for coffee. It was a super simple concept. Let's bring in 1 or 2 local startups and give them an opportunity to tell us what they were working on. So they came. We found, again, 2 of the startups that we knew in town. We brought them in and gave them an opportunity to present and tell us what they were working on, tell us about their startup. The audience asked questions. We provided feedback in a friendly manner. We learned something from them. They hopefully learned something from us, and everybody was better for it. So we planned the next one and the next one, and the guys who were presenting in the future wanted to come in advance and see what this 1 Million Cups thing was all about. And the presenters who had come in the past wanted to come and see who was presenting in the future, and the whole thing grew from there. And it was all based around the idea that if we could drink 1 million cups of coffee with our local entrepreneurs, it would fundamentally change the way that our city thought about entrepreneurs. And it would rally the community in a way to help them take their entrepreneurial dreams to the next level. Now, fast forward a few years, and this thing started to go wild in the United States. It's now in about 180 cities in the United States. I run the weekly chapter in Fort Worth, Texas. We're actually going to have ours tomorrow morning. And we've been running ours for 5 years. Tomorrow we will actually celebrate our 5-year anniversary. But about a year ago, the Global Entrepreneurship Network, of which Michelle is a part, decided that they wanted to take the 1 Million Cups idea global. They wanted to take it out of the United States. Now, for reasons that I don't quite understand, they changed the name to Startup Huddle, but the concept is exactly the same. How do we put local entrepreneurs in front of you, the local community, and allow them to get feedback on their ideas and test out what they're working on in front of a live audience? Global Startup Huddle is all run by local entrepreneurs who are trying to improve their communities and help local entrepreneurs along their own journeys. So when you're there, be sure and ask good questions. Be sure and provide good feedback. Be sure and help in any way that you might be able to help. It could be by making introductions for the startup, could be just providing feedback, could be connecting them to resources that they need. It could be any number of things. But make sure that you give them constructive feedback and that you help them along their own path. Starting a company is probably the hardest thing that anyone will do in their entire lives. And it's up to you, the entire community in St. Lucia and your surrounding area, to make sure that those entrepreneurs succeed, because they are the ones that are going to invent the future. They're the ones that are going to bring new ideas to market, and they're the ones that are going to create jobs for people. So I'm so excited to be a very small part of the kickoff in St. Lucia of Startup Huddle. You guys are going to do great. We're rooting for you here in the United States. And I would love to come and visit at some point if I'm given the opportunity to come and see how you guys are doing after you get going in a few months. Also, too, we're experimenting with a new model tomorrow. We're actually connecting our 1 Million Cups with the Startup Huddle in Pakistan. So, St. Lucia, if you'd be interested, we would love to connect with you at some point here in Fort Worth and share one of our startups with you, and you could share one of your startups with us. So Michelle and I will connect offline and talk about that, but I would love to find a way to connect what's going on here in the Fort Worth entrepreneurial ecosystem in Texas with all the great work that Michelle and others are doing at Startup Huddle in St. Lucia. Have a fantastic Global Entrepreneurship Week, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Thank you.